My boss fired me without reason. Now she's begging me for an interview.
Okay, imagine this for a second. Your former boss. Yeah, the one who fired you. Probably without a really solid reason. They're now applying for a job at your new company. That's pretty much the wild scenario we're digging into today. It's based on this amazing story that went viral from Reddit, actually. And it just perfectly captures things like workplace power shifts, resilience, making a comeback, and maybe even a little bit of professional karma. So our mission for you today is to really pull out what this story tells us about bouncing back and, well, getting a bit of justice. Let's dive in. So the story kicks off a few years back.
Yeah.
We have this narrator, really good at their job, working in a marketing agency down in Austin, hitting targets, apparently loved making PowerPoints, believe it or not.
Some people do.
Yeah. Then their boss, Marissa, comes into the picture, described as having the people skills of a toaster. Ouch.
Ouch, indeed.
And apparently she started undermining our narrator. Subtle stuff at first, maybe feeling threatened, forgetting emails, leaving them out of meetings.
The small cuts.
Exactly. And then the big one, taking a 2-week proposal the narrator worked on, tweaking it, and presenting it as completely her own work.
Wow, that's blatant. And this kind of subtle sabotage, moving from those small things to outright theft, it's sadly not that uncommon. It often stems from insecurity, doesn't it? Managers like Marissa feeling threatened, they might avoid direct conflict because, well, they lack the skills.
Right. So instead of talking, they undermine.
Precisely. It's about maintaining control, or their perception of control. And that often leads straight to these really opaque firing decisions, using that vague corporate speak, team restructuring, alignment issues, culture fit concerns.
Yes, the classics, leaving the employee just stunned.
Totally bewildered, no real feedback, just this feeling of injustice. And apparently a sad desk cactus.
Ah, yes, the sad desk cactus. So, okay, our narrator gets fired. There's a bit of a low point. The story mentions Hot Pockets and rage scrolling LinkedIn. We've all been there, maybe?
Maybe not the Hot Pockets, but the feeling, yes.
But then this realization hits. Freedom, skills, opportunity. And they start their own thing. A consultancy. Started from scratch, freelancing, networking, building up clients. And it took off. Like really took off. Within a couple of years, they hired people, got an actual office. Your way, a WeWork. But still, and we're earning more than before.
That's fantastic. And it's such a key point, isn't it? That entrepreneurial leap. It's not just about revenge or proving someone wrong. It often shows that real career security can come from creating your own agency, your own platform, not just climbing someone else's ladder.
So what's needed for that shift? From layoff despair to successful entrepreneur?
Well, first, it's that psychological shift you mentioned. Moving past feeling like a victim, focusing on, okay, what skills do I have? What does the market need? Then it's practical stuff. Diversifying how you make money, building the network relentlessly, and just delivering good work consistently. You create your own luck, in a way.
Proactive, not reactive.
Exactly. Self-empowerment.
Okay, so fast forward 2 years from the firing. Our narrator, now the boss, is looking through job applications. Eating a turkey club, apparently?
With shame prize.
Side of shame prize, yes. And they see a name. An applicant for a senior strategist role. Marissa L.
No!
Oh, yes. Same name, same resume details, even the smug headshot with the fake bookcase background.
Oh, the fake bookcase. That's a classic.
The irony is just, wow. So what do? They decide to handle the interview personally. Professional, polite.
But with maybe a little edge.
Just enough spice, as they put it. So the Zoom interview happens, narrator's all set up, looking successful. Marissa joins, and her face apparently does a full system reboot when she sees who's interviewing her.
I can only imagine that moment of dawning horror.
Right, so they go through the normal questions, keep it professional. And then the question.
Yeah.
Our narrator asks, nice and steady, can you tell me about a time you had to let someone go and how you handled that conversation?
Oh, that is just kiss, kiss. Perfect.
Yeah. Marissa apparently stumbled through an answer about organizational fit and difficult decisions, followed by quite a bit of silence.
That silence must have been deafening. It's such a complete reversal of the power dynamic, isn't it? It really speaks volumes about accountability, how past actions, especially poor management, can circle back in really unexpected ways.
It's like karma showing up for a performance review.
Pretty much. And while some might debate the, let's say, professionalism of the question, for the narrator, you can see how it offered this unique moment of closure, a direct, albeit quiet, confrontation.
Yeah, a sense of justice served, even if nobody else knew.
Exactly. It powerfully signals that accountability, even if it takes time, often finds a way.
So in the end, They didn't hire Marissa, didn't even send a rejection email, just ghosted.
Poetic in its own way.
The narrator found satisfaction in that symmetry. The source ends it perfectly. Karma drives a Honda Civic and shows up when you least expect it. Also, be nice to your employees. You never know when they'll be the ones holding the interview clipboard.
It's a fantastic takeaway. This whole deep dive really highlights the ripple effects of how managers behave, good or bad. And it's just an incredible testament to resilience, isn't it? Turning adversity into opportunity, finding that profound sense of justice, even if it's personal.
Absolutely.
It really makes you think, though, what does career success actually mean? Is it just climbing the corporate ladder? Or is it maybe more about building something that truly empowers you, empowering you to the point where maybe one day you're the one asking the tough questions to the person who once tried to knock you down? Something to consider.
I pretended to be British at work for 2 years. Now they're transferring me to London.
Okay, so imagine this. A joke. It's just a little joke. But it spirals, like completely out of control. And suddenly you find yourself booked on a plane to a whole different country, where your entire identity, it's a fabrication. That's the absolutely wild ride we're taking you on in this deep dive.
Yeah, it's quite something. We're digging into this really astonishing account from one of our listeners' sources, and it's all about that phenomenon of the bit gone wrong, you know?
The bit gone wrong. I like that phrase.
Exactly. It's when something small, maybe a funny little pretense, just escalates way, way beyond what was ever intended. So our mission here is really to unpack how a seemingly innocent fib can, well, spiral into a full-blown identity crisis.
And what does that even tell us about things like, reputation, commitment, even our digital lives today? Because this story, it's about an IT worker, a completely spur-of-the-moment joke about having a British accent. And now it's a 2-year lie that's led to this unexpected and frankly terrifying job transfer offer to London.
Right. So it all kicked off on day one. New job, San Francisco fintech company. You know those awkward first-day video calls? Introductions all around?
Oh, himful.
Well, a colleague from Liverpool joins, and someone jokes about having a proper Brit on the team.
And this is where it starts. Our source says their instant reaction, like without even thinking, was, "Oi, careful now, you've got 2 of us."
Using a dumb, borderline convincing accent, apparently honed from years of BBC comedies and dating a British girl back in college.
Helped sell it, I guess. But they instantly regretted claiming they were, born in Surrey, moved over for school. Immediate regret.
Uh-huh. But what should have been just a one-off joke, it somehow became a full-blown personality trait, almost immediately. They started using cheers and bloody hell on Slack, Googling more British slang just to keep up.
Wow, that's commitment right there.
Oh, it gets deeper. They changed their work calendar to GMT, saying it was for old habits. Even pretended to be confused about Thanksgiving.
That is a lot. You have to wonder, though, did people just want to believe it? Like maybe having an international person on the team felt good?
That's a really interesting point, especially now, right? Sure. With remote work, hybrid teams, these digital signals, your Slack messages, your calendar settings, they become how people build trust. It creates this digital reputation that's actually quite hard to question unless you're face-to-face all the time.
And this lie even survived an in-person event.
Yeah, a team offsite in LA. Our source apparently watched hours of YouTube videos, regional dialects, practicing in the mirror.
No way.
And yet, no one suspected a thing.
Unreal. And then it got even more embedded.
Yep. Bonded with the senior manager, this guy Mark, over football, following Arsenal, complaining about American bacon, saying they miss Marmite. All lies.
So the fib wasn't just a quirk anymore. It was like the foundation of a key work relationship.
Exactly. It's like that sunk cost fallacy, isn't it? They'd invested so much in the lie, backing out felt impossible.
Right.
Even as the stakes got higher. And, well, they got much higher.
Ah, here it comes.
Around year 2, the company decides to expand into Europe, opening a satellite office.
Don't tell me. London.
London, of course.
And because our source was seen as this international team member with a global perspective,
they were the perfect candidate. Mark, the boss, offers this 6-month transfer. Launch the London office, visa, relocation, housing, all covered.
Yeah.
And Mark literally says, "You'll be home."
Oh my God, you'll be home.
And the big announcement is set for the company town hall next week.
Okay, panic stations. The reality check must be brutal.
Oh, completely. Stark problems. 1, not British. 2, never been to the UK. 3, passport says Delaware.
Delaware. Not exactly Surrey, is it?
Not quite. 4, the accent will crumble under actual British scrutiny. And 5, maybe the killer detail, cannot name more than 2 types of tea.
That's almost the most un-British thing imaginable. So what now? Did they try to fix it?
Tried to confess to HR,
What?
but HR misunderstood it as just, excitement about going home.
Oh, no. That's just tragic comedy right there. What about family? Friends?
Told their sister. She apparently just laughed. Called them an idiot, but also, quote, psychotic but impressive.
Psychotic but impressive. Sums it up, maybe. So, escape plans.
Desperate ones. Faking a family emergency, maybe? Sudden fear of flying? Witness protection?
Witness protection. Okay, it's gone full sitcom.
It really has. The current situation is just absurd.
Co-workers asking for London pub recommendations, leading to frantic Googling for places like The Dog and Duck in Soho. Our source says they feel like a villain in some weird workplace sitcom.
You can see why. So, stepping back, this whole wild story, it really says a lot, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. About the pressure to fit in, maybe. The power of just sticking to a lie. The sheer audacity of keeping the bit going. And it's a huge reminder of how fast a small thing, a tiny misrepresentation, can just snowball. Not just personally, but professionally.
And how our online selves, our digital reputations can get so detached from reality.
Until they collide. Which they inevitably do. So, here's the final thought for you listening. In a mess like this, what's actually more terrifying? The idea of finally confessing, revealing this whole 2-year charade, and dealing with the fallout at work. Or getting on that plane, landing at Heathrow, and trying to actually pull it off. Trying to navigate London, pretending you belong there. You tell us.
She called me the only one while texting 3 other guys behind my back.
Okay, let's just jump right in. Picture this. You meet someone, things click, and they start telling you you're their one and only. Sounds amazing, right? Like straight out of a movie.
Or maybe straight out of particularly messy TikTok drama these days.
Exactly. But then you find out they're saying the exact same things, maybe even sending the same selfies to several other people. It sounds wild, but it happens.
It really does. And, the digital side of things, it makes this kind of parallel deception, well, almost streamlined in a way. It's not just about lying anymore.
Right.
It's about how easy technology makes it. Multiple connections, separate digital lives. The consequences feel distant at first anyway.
So that's what we're digging into today. This deep dive is all about trust and deception in relationships now. And we're using this really powerful firsthand story from someone online called Coffee in a Cereal Bowl.
Yeah, and our mission here really is to unpack those signals, the red flags, the kind of startling patterns you see when someone says you're the only one, but they're playing a totally different game.
And what a game it was. Okay, so the story starts about a year and a half back. Our poster, he's 29, meets M, she's 27 on Hinge.
Pretty standard start.
Totally. He said she was cute, had this chaotic energy he found charming. First date, hole-in-the-wall Thai place. They order way too much food, talk for hours. Everything from politics to... get this, Pop-Tart flavors.
Pop-Tart flavors, okay.
Yes. Apparently, she was adamant that cinnamon brown sugar wasn't the top tier, which I gotta say, that's a controversial take. I'm still thinking about that one.
Huh, okay. But that detail, it sets the scene, doesn't it? It shows that initial, quirky connection. This is the honeymoon phase.
Oh, absolutely. Super intense. The story mentions, late-night FaceTimes, random selfies. She'd send caption, miss you, with a little sad emoji.
Ah.
And she's calling him my person, my one and only, all the big words.
Yeah, those are powerful signals. That's exactly the stuff that makes you feel like, okay, this is real. This is something special.
Exactly. You're all in. But here's the first little snag. Em was always on her phone. Always.
That's a common one.
And at first, she just plays it off like, oh, I'm just very social, Friends texting, Insta DMs, group chats. Sounds plausible, right?
Sure. Easy to explain away.
And then early on, he sees a message preview pop up from someone named Trev Jar with the heart emoji.
Ooh, okay. Red flag.
You'd think, but M just laughs, says, oh, him, just a friend from college, calls the poster jealous boy, shuts it down.
Wow. Okay, so that's maybe the first hint of gaslighting, or at least deflection. And it raises that tough question, How do you tell genuine social buzz from, deliberate secrecy?
Yeah.
Especially when you want to trust the person.
Totally. And fast forward about 6 months, things get weirder. She starts getting really protective of her phone, like always screen down, takes it to the bathroom, even when she's at his place.
Classic signs.
Right. Giggling at messages, but never saying what's funny. He even says he started to gaslight himself out of noticing things, telling himself he was being paranoid.
That's so common, that self-doubt when your gut is screaming something's off.
But his gut was right. One night, 2:30 a.m., her phone buzzes. He can't help it. He glances over. Messages open to a guy named Mitch with a snake emoji.
Oh, well, not subtle.
Not at all. And the messages, not friendly chat. We're talking, wish I was there with you in bed kind of stuff. Her calling him babe, telling him, you're the only one I think about.
Oof. That's brutal. Finding out like that feeling of shock.
He said he felt like a mannequin, just completely frozen. But even then, it's hard to fully accept, isn't it, that someone could say those things to you and also to someone else?
It absolutely is, because the words, you're my one and only, they create this narrative, this feeling of security. And when actions clash with that, your brain struggles. You want to believe the words.
Yeah.
And this story shows it wasn't just like a one-off thing. It was systematic. He starts digging a bit more, finds other guys, Ethan.
Jake, more of them.
Yep. And she's using variations of the same pet names with all of them. Babe, sweetheart, the only one. It's like digital deception on repeat.
Like running a script. So he confronts her, obviously. And her reaction...
Denial. Total denial at first. Then she flips it. Accuses him of snooping, of violating her privacy.
Classic gaslighting. Make him the bad guy.
Exactly. Zero apology. Just deflection. She even tried to say they were never really exclusive.
But he had texts. Texts where she literally said, I'm so glad I found my one and only.
The proof was right there. And then the story gets even wilder. After the breakup, Mitch snake emoji messages him.
No.
Yes. They start comparing notes, and this is where the scale of it just becomes staggering.
What did they find?
She was literally copy-pasting texts. The same goodnight messages, the same thinking of you selfies, even the same Spotify playlist she'd shared as being special.
Oh, that's cool. It's like a template.
It's a templated emotional con, yeah. Made incredibly efficient by digital tools. Copy, paste, send, minimal effort, maximum deception across multiple targets.
So, okay, bringing this back, what's the big takeaway here for you listening?
I think the absolute core lesson is about trusting your intuition. Your gut feeling.
Yeah. If the actions like the phone secrecy, the weird excuses, the attempts to make you feel crazy if they don't line up with the words, the you're my only one stuff, pay attention.
Definitely. Don't gaslight yourself.
Right. And this isn't just one person's awful experience, right? It shines a light on how manipulation can work today, especially with dating apps and constant communication. It helps you maybe spot those patterns.
Exactly. And it makes you think about the bigger picture, too. Like, in this super digital age where communication is constant but maybe shallower, what does authenticity even mean anymore?
That's a heavy question.
It is.
Yeah.
How do we build real, genuine connections when deception can be so easily, templated, copied and pasted? It's something definitely worth mulling over as you navigate your own relationships out there.
I accidentally called my boss Daddy during a Zoom meeting while screen sharing my fanfic.
Okay, let's unpack this one. Imagine this. You're logging into a really important team Zoom call. You're competent, you handle your stuff, you use digital tools every single day, but then bam, in just a second, your screen share shows something so personal, so incredibly not work appropriate that you just want the ground to swallow you up. We are talking about accidentally sharing fan fiction. And not just any fan fiction. This one had the title, Submit to the Spreadsheet Daddy.
Yeah, it's wow. But what's really fascinating here isn't just how, awkward and kind of funny it is. It's the lessons it slams home. Our deep dive, it's all drawn from this one really compelling online post detailing this exact situation, this huge professional mess up.
Yeah.
So our mission really is to unpack this event, look at the cringy details, and there are plenty, and pull out those critical lessons, about digital vigilance, professional boundaries, and how just one moment of distraction can cause these massive ripple effects. It's basically a cautionary tale, I think, packed with insights for, pretty much anyone working today.
Absolutely. It's not just some funny story. It really holds up a mirror to, the common issues we all face now with work from home, blurring everything together. So picture it. Thursday morning, our source, the person who wrote the post, says they were up practically all night editing. And they described it as truly cursed fan fiction for some Discord challenge. The description was office romance meets demonic possession meets tentacle bureaucracy, which is quite a mix. So you can imagine the state they were in.
Right.
Running on maybe 3 hours sleep and just like an insane amount of cold brew.
And that right there, that highlights one of the core problems, doesn't it? The impact of just sheer exhaustion and how work-life boundaries just kind of evaporate. Our source, even though they were normally on top of things, was clearly not functioning at 100%. When you're that tired, your executive function, the brain CEO that handles planning, focus, stopping yourself from doing dumb things, it takes a massive hit. It's a stark reminder that our personal state, our vulnerabilities, they don't stay personal. They can create these unexpected professional landmines.
Especially when your home is your office.
Exactly. So they log into this 9 a.m. Team Zoom, and the fanfic document still open for, quote, last-minute edits, or so they thought. They thought they minimized it. That was the plan anyway. And this is where it just goes completely off the rails. Their manager, Jeremy described as a mid-40s, too much gel, talks in corporate metaphors, kicks off the meeting. And our sleep-deprived writer, they're up first to present. They hit share screen, and boom, the fanfic, titled, Submit to the Spreadsheet, Daddy. Just right there. For everyone. Oh, man. That immediate horror, it's more than just embarrassing. It really shows how thin that professional digital veil can be. And it makes you think, doesn't it, about our own digital workspaces. Like how many tabs or documents or, personal windows you have open right now that are just one wrong click away from being broadcast. This whole thing just screams the importance of digital hygiene. Always, always double check what screen or application you're actually sharing. Most platforms even let you share just one app, not the whole screen, for exactly this reason.
Right. But did they do that? No. They froze. Total panic. Tried to stop the share, clicked the wrong thing, and somehow maximize the fanfic window instead. So everyone got a good look, full paragraph about his glistening Excel skills.
Yeah.
Apparently the silence, they said, was just deafening. But then Jeremy, the manager, trying to break the ice, I guess, says, wow, guess I'm the boss in more ways than one.
And that's where those professional boundaries, which were already shaky because of the WFH setup and the exhaustion, just completely disintegrated. The situation was already mortifying, right? But Jeremy's comment, it just pushed things into this incredibly awkward, unprofessional space. It really shows how fast a misplaced comment, even maybe meant lightly, can just escalate everything.
And our deep diver, the response, they said, yes, Daddy.
Yeah.
Out loud. Into the hot mic. Clear as day. The silence after that. They described it as feeling like it could just swallow them whole. They scrambled, finally killed a screen share, and just bailed. Left the meeting. Slammed the laptop shut. Like that would somehow undo it all.
Yeah, the aftermath was pretty swift. An email from HR. The subject line was just, a quick chat. And apparently it included a screenshot of the fanfic title. Ouch! They got put on a week of personal leave to recharge, which, as the source put it, felt like corporate code for please just go away and never speak again. The moral of the story, stated right there in the post, is basically don't mix fanfic and work, ever. And if you absolutely must have it open somewhere nearby, for the love of God, double check your screen share, triple check it. This incident, yeah, it's extreme, but it really drives home how one slip up, fueled by tiredness and maybe not being careful digitally, can have really fast, really serious professional consequences.
So, okay, what's the bottom line here? What does this all mean for you listening? I think the key lessons from this epic fail are pretty clear. First, you absolutely have to be vigilant when you screen share, period. Make it a habit. Always check exactly what's being displayed. Second, those lines between personal and professional life, especially working from home, they're blurrier than ever, and that blurring can lead to some spectacular and unforeseen problems. And finally, don't underestimate fatigue and multitasking. Even if you're usually super competent, a tired brain is just, it's a less careful brain. It makes mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And if you sort of zoom out, look at the bigger picture. While this specific story is, pretty out there, the core issues are things we all deal with, right? Digital hygiene, managing just the sheer amount of information on our screen, setting boundaries between work and life, that's universal. So it's worth maybe taking a second to reflect on your own habits. Do you keep work and personal digital stuff separate? Do you have like little mental checklists before you hit that share button?
Yeah, definitely. Because in this world where everything personal and professional kind of lives together on our screens, what hidden fanfic, metaphorically speaking maybe, what hidden personal thing might you be just one click away from sharing? And how can you make sure your digital workspace really shows your professional self? Something to think about.
I accidentally sent a nudes to my mom instead of my girlfriend, and she replied,
Today, we're plunging headfirst into, well, let's just say, the fascinating and often really cringe-worthy world of digital communication mishaps. You know that feeling? A simple slip of the finger and bam, unforgettable moment. Well, get ready, because we're exploring a situation I think many of us can relate to, maybe fear, the accidental text. Our mission, our deep dive today, is to unpack a specific TIFU story. That's Today I Fed Up, of course. It's about a very spicy message, okay? Meant for a girlfriend. Guess where it ended up?
Yep. Mom. It's just such a classic modern blunder, isn't it? This kind of thing seems, well, more common than ever.
Oh, it absolutely is. And what's really interesting, I think, is just how pervasive these digital slips have become, especially now. I mean, we're always juggling like 5 different things on our devices, right? This specific sender, they called themselves You Casual Disaster Online, was apparently texting and watching a YouTube video about conspiracy theories, no less, and trying to keep a dog settled on their lap.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's a recipe for disaster right there. Exactly. So you can kind of see how a message, which they described as having very suggestive emojis and some dirty talk that would make a sailor blush, how that could go astray. So yeah, for you listening, prepare for cringe city, as they say.
Oh, cringe city feels like putting it mildly. So he types out this, let's call it explicit, message, somehow manages to select his mom's contact, hits send, and then maybe 10 seconds later, the realization hits. That immediate, like, cold dread, the sheer panic washing over you. It's almost palpable just thinking about it. You can just picture him staring at the phone, heart absolutely pounding.
Oh, totally. That sinking feeling. And it brings up a really practical point, right? In that exact moment, what do you even do? Do you, like, try to unsend it? Send a frantic apology immediately?
Right. What's the protocol?
But what makes this story just gold, honestly, and where it gets really interesting is the mom's response. It wasn't, the expected, who is this? Or, oops, wrong number.
No, it was so much better or worse, depending on how you look at it. Yeah. The mom's reply was just perfect. Short, unforgettable. Haha, funny joke. You're grounded.
Grounded.
Can you imagine? At 28 years old, it's hilarious, but also horrifying. Beyond just that immediate shock, this story really crystallizes some key takeaways for, anyone living a digital life.
It really does, because this isn't just a funny story, right? It's like a little snapshot. It shows how digital stuff lasts. That message isn't just spoken and gone. It's there on his phone, on her phone. And it also shows how, like, informal family group chats have become. It's all kind of reshaping family relationships.
Oh, that's a great point.
It really forces us to ask, do we need new rules? Like a new etiquette for digital family stuff? How do you even reset boundaries when the digital proof of your screw-up just hangs around forever?
Yeah, that digital evidence part is key. Because as the sender found out pretty quickly, the mom didn't actually bring it up face-to-face. Instead, he instantly became the family's unofficial meme.
Exactly. That's the modern twist. Every family group chat since, apparently, has had these little, subtle references to sexy Sunday texts or accidental emojis. This constant, like, low-level reminder, gentle teasing maybe, but they never actually talk about the elephant in the digital room. And that kind of humor, it could be a healthy way for a family to cope, maybe, or it could just make the awkwardness last forever. It's just fascinating how the family sort of adapted processing the blunder through this ongoing indirect digital banter.
Makes you wonder about the psychological side for the sender and the family dynamic itself. So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you listening at home, trying to navigate your own digital world?
Well, I think the clearest lesson, and this comes free from the source material, the original post, is pretty simple but crucial. Always, always double-check the recipient before sending anything that you wouldn't want your mom to see. Seriously.
Good advice. Very practical.
Or, as the poster joked, maybe consider using airplane mode when sending spicy texts, just as a safety net. It really just boils down to being proactive about guarding your privacy, even sometimes from the people you're closest to.
Yeah, because one tiny slip, horrifying at the time, can turn you into a family legend, apparently. This whole story tells us so much about the, evolving and sometimes really blurry lines in modern family communication.
It really does. And it leaves us with a final thought to maybe chew on. In this age where our digital lives and personal relationships are so tangled up, how do we actually protect our private moments? Stop them from becoming accidental public or, like here, familial entertainment? And what does this rise of, unofficial memeing within families tell us about how we deal with embarrassment now in the digital age? Something to think about.
Thanks for being with us.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.